Huesca is a city in northeastern Spain, within the autonomous community of Aragon. It is also the capital of the Spanish province of the same name and of the comarca of Hoya de Huesca. In 2009 it had a population of 52,059, almost a quarter of the total population of the province. The city is one of the smallest provincial capitals in Spain. Huesca celebrates its main festival, Fiestas de San Lorenzo, from 9 to the 15th of August. History: Huesca dates from pre-Roman times, and was once known as Bolscan in the ancient Iberian language. It was once the capital of the Vesetani, in the north of Hispania Tarraconensis, on the road from Tarraco and Ilerdo to Caesarea Augusta. During Roman times, the city was known as Osca, and was a Roman colony under the rule of Quintus Sertorius, who made Osca his base. The city minted its own coinage and was the site of a prestigious school founded by Sertorius to educate young Iberians in Latin and Roman customs. After Sertorius, it is thought that it was renamed Ilioscan by Strabo. It appears to have been situated on silver mines. 18th-century Spanish historian Enrique Flores has pointed out the impossibility of one city supplying such vast quantities of minted silver as has been recorded by ancient writers under the terms argentumoscense, signatumoscense, and is of the opinion that oscense meant Spanish, being a corruption of EU's cara. The Romanized city was made a municipium by decree of Augustus in 30 BC. The Arabs conquered the city in the late 8th century, and the city came to be called Huesca, falling within the Upper March territory of the Emirate of Córdoba. It was ruled by a local governor appointed from Córdoba, but was repeatedly subject to political turmoil, rebellion and assassination as the Banu Qaisar, Banu Amrus and Banu al-Tawil clans, as well as the Ista dynasty of Pamplona, struggled for control, autonomy and independence from the emirate. In the mid-10th century, Huesca was transferred to the Banu Tujibi, who governed the Upper March from Zaragoza, and it became part of the Taifa of Zaragoza in 1018 when they successfully freed themselves from the disintegrating caliphate. In 1094 Sancho Ramirez built the nearby castle of Monterrigan with the intention of laying siege to Huesca, but was killed by a stray arrow as he reached the city's walls. It was conquered in 1096 by Peter I of Aragon. In 1354, King Peter IV of Aragon founded the University of Huesca, which initially had a faculty of theology. The school expanded, but by the end of the 16th century was eclipsed by the University of Zaragoza. The university was abolished in 1845. During the Spanish Civil War, the Huesca front was the scene of some of the worst fighting between the Republicans and Franco's army. The city was besieged by the Republicans, George Orwell among them, but didn't fall. Modern Huesca. Huesca celebrates its most important annual festival in August, the Festival of San Lorenzo, a native of Huesca martyred in 268 AD. The anniversary of his martyrdom falls on August 10th. The fiesta starts on the 9th of August and finishes on the 15th. Many of the inhabitants dress in green and white for the duration. San Lorenzo, born in Huesca, was a deacon in Rome and a martyr who, according to legend, was burned on a grill by the Romans. The grill is the symbol of San Lorenzo and can be seen in a number of decorative works in the city. Huesca is also the birthplace of film director Carlos Saura and his brother Antonio Saura, a contemporary artist. There is an international film festival held annually. The writer Oscar Saipan, winner of several literary prizes, was born in Huesca in 1974. The celebrated illustrator Isidro Ferrer, though born in Madrid, lives in the city. Geography. Huesca lies on a plateau in the northern region of Aragon, at an altitude of 488 meters above sea level. Close to the city lie the Sierra de Guara Mountains, which reach 2,077 meters. The geographical coordinates of the city are 42 degrees 08 N, 0 degrees 24 W. Its municipal area is 161.02 kilometers squared and borders the municipalities of Almudavar, Vicheren, Monfloride, Las Casas, Tierx, Quisina, Lo Porzano, Nueño, Igreas, Bonastas, Chimalas, Aller, Barbuez and Albero Barjo. The city lies 71 kilometers from Zaragoza, 160 kilometers from Pamplona, 118 kilometers from Lleida, 380 kilometers from Madrid and 273 kilometers from Barcelona. Climate: Huesca has a hot summer Mediterranean climate, with fairly dry summers, and wetter springs and autumns, but with some characteristics of a cold semi-arid climate, such as less annual precipitation, as the town lies in a wide basin which is entirely surrounded by mountains. The average precipitation is 480 mm per year. There are annual droughts in summer. The temperatures are also fairly high in summer, reaching up to 35 degrees Celsius. In winter the temperatures are low. Frost is common and there is sporadic snowfall. Main sites: a double line of ancient walls can still be seen in present-day Huesca. Nearby, in the territory of Quisina, lie the ruins of the castle of Monterrey Monastery. Churches of Huesca. Huesca Cathedral is a Gothic-style cathedral, built by King James I of Aragon around 1273 on the ruined foundations of a mosque. Work continued until the 15th century, and the cathedral is now one of the architectural gems of northern Spain. The doorway, built between 1300 and 1313, has carvings depicting the apostles. The interior contains a triple nave and chapels. It includes a magnificent high altar made from alabaster, carved to represent the crucifixion, built between 1520 and 1533 by Damian Formand. The cloister and the bell tower were built in the 15th century. Monastery of San Pedro el Viejo, erected between 1100 and 1241, is one of the oldest Romanesque structures in the Iberian Peninsula. It was partially rebuilt in the 17th century, and retains its cloister built in 1140. Church of St. Lawrence, built in the 17th and 18th centuries. Iglesia de Santo Domingo, a Baroque-style church. Iglesia de la Compañía San Vicente, from the 17th century. Ermita de N.T.R. S.R.A. de Salas, a Romanesque and Baroque hermitage. Ermita de Loreto, San Lorenzo's oldest hermitage, according to tradition. Ermita de San George, built in memory of the Battle of Alcaraz. Ermita de las Martas. Ermita de Santa Lucia. Ermita de Yara, in ruins. San Miguel, a Romanesque tower. Santa Maria de Forres, built in a transitional Romanesque style. Santa Cruz Seminary, on Romanesque foundations. There are several old monasteries in the local area. One in the castle of Monterrey contains the tomb of King Alfonso I of Aragon in its crypt. The Institute for Secondary Education occupies the building formerly belonging to the old university. The famous Bell of Huesca lies in one of its vaults, and is said to have been constructed from the heads of rebels who were executed by King Ramiro II of Aragon. Notable people: Amrus ibn Yusuf, general of the Emirate of Córdoba and governor of Zaragoza. Petrus Alfonsi was a Jewish Spanish physician, writer, astronomer, and polemicist who converted to Christianity. Petronilla of Aragon, Queen of Aragon from the abdication of her father in 1137 until her own abdication in 1164. Alfonso II of Aragon was the King of Aragon and Count of Barcelona from 1164 until his death. Peter II of Aragon was the King of Aragon and Count of Barcelona from 1196 to 1213. Vincencio Wanderlastenosa, collector, scholar, Spanish cultural promoter and patron. Valentin Cardera, promoter of the arts, writer and academic art painter. Lucas Malada y Puello, mining engineer, paleontologist and writer, belonging to regenerationism movement. Fidel Pages, Spanish military surgeon, known for developing the technique of epidural anesthesia. Ramon Asen Aquilue, anarcho-syndicalist, teacher, writer and avant-garde artist murdered by fascists in the first year of the Spanish Civil War. Pepin Bello, intellectual and writer. He was regarded as the last survivor of the generation of 27. Julio Alejandro was a Spanish screenwriter. He wrote for 80 films between 1951 and 1984. Antonio Saura was a Spanish artist and writer, one of the major post-war painters to emerge in Spain in the 50s. Carlos Saura is a Spanish film director and photographer. Giuseppe Spillo, architect. Esteban Navarro, writer. Huesca resident since 2001. Nunilo and Alaudia, martyrs of Christianity, died after refusing to deny Christ. Twin towns, sister cities. The following are sister cities of Huesca: Tarbes, France.